Hi everybody, Biana here from maplewoodroad.com. Today we're going to learn how to do the waffle stitch. I've made this beautiful waffle stitch afghan. You can see the stitching here. And I remember the first time that I saw this stitch, I was like, ooh, that looks a little complicated. I don't know if I want to even approach that, but you know what? It's actually really simple. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's really simple. It'll look really impressive. Everybody will think you're like a pro, you're a genius that you could do this. All it is, it's double crochet and front post double crochet. That's all there is to it. And if you need to review those stitches, you can click, forget if it's which side it's on. I'll leave a link up here to my video that teaches you how to do those. And so what I want to show you about this is what's interesting to me anyway about this is you can see the waffle stitch on this side, but then on the other side, it looks different. On the other side, it looks different. And to me, that's pretty unusual. Most crochet projects, they look the same on both sides, whereas this looks different on one side than the other. So I made this small afghan. It's about, I think I have to measure it again. I think it's about 36 by 60. It's more what's called a lap band size, but this is super easy to either increase or decrease in size if you just want to make a small throw or if you want to make a blanket that fits your queen size bed. It's really simple to do. Before you know it, you'll be whipping right through this thing. You'll be going really fast because you're just going to be repeating the same stitches over and over again throughout the entire blanket to make this grid shape. It's really beautiful. It's a lot of texture. And it just gives a really classic look, I think. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so to start the waffle stitch, we're gonna do a chain, as you do for most projects. And we're going to chain a multiple of 4 plus 3. So for this sample size, I've done 27. So the 4 is a multiple of 24 plus 3 for our turning chain in the beginning. So we're going to do a double crochet into the 4th chain from our hook. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do a double crochet in this stitch here. And now we're just going to double crochet all the way across. And when we finish, we will have a multiple of 4 plus 1. So I will have 25 at the end. Okay, so I finished that first row. So now when we turn it over to start the next row, we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. Now 2 is normally a turning chain for a half double crochet, but I will show you why we're only doing 2 instead of 3 in just a minute. So now in these next 3 stitches, we're going to do 3 front post double crochets. So not this one, but this, and this. We're going to do 3 front post double crochets in these, around these 3 columns here. You're going to yarn over, go around, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. So that's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. So there's our 3 front post double crochets. Now in the next stitch, we're just going to double crochet on top of this one. So you can see what we have here is we have 3 front post double crochets and then 1 regular double crochet. And we're going to continue that pattern all the way across, and then I'll show you what to do when we get to the last stitch. Okay, so now I've reached the end of this row. As you can see, I did 3 front post double crochets, then 1 regular double crochet, 3 front posts, then 1 regular, all the way across, and when we get to the end, we're going to do a half double crochet in that last stitch in that row. And the reason that I like to do half double crochets is because it's right next to these front post stitches, which are not as tall as a regular double crochet. So this will more fit the height of it. You can do a double crochet here if you prefer. It's just my personal preference. I think it gives it a little bit of a neater look for this row. Now, when we turn it over, these stitches are going to be a bit taller. So we're going to start with the chain 3 as a turning chain for double crochet. So chain 1, 2, 3. Now in the next 3 stitches, again, not this first one, because this acts as the double crochet for that one, but in these next 3, we're going to do 3 regular double crochets. Now you can see we have like 4 posts here. Now on this next one, which I hope you can see, it's like sticking up a little bit. We're going to do a front post double crochet around that next stitch. So you're going to yarn over and go around that post, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through those 2, and yarn over, pull through the last 2. We're going to continue that pattern all the way across. So double crochet in the next 3, and then a front post around that next one. Okay, so I've reached the end of this row. Now, since we have these tall double crochets here, we're going to do a double crochet in that last stitch. So the way that I like to remember it is, think of this as the right side and this is the wrong side. On the right side, where we're doing the waffle pattern, you're going to start with a chain 3, end with a double crochet. On the other side, you're going to start with a chain 2 and end with a half double. So the chain 3s or the double crochets go next to the regular double crochets, and the chain 2s or half doubles go next to the posts because they're not as tall. If that helps you, that's what helps me. Hopefully it helps you too. So you can already start to see the waffle pattern taking shape, those little boxes with this edge here and these posts, these front posts, creating the kind of the vertical part of the box. And on the back, you can see these 3, for example, this is where we did the regular double crochet. And then this one in here is where we did the front post. So that pulled it forward on this side, which pulls it back from this angle. So this is basically all you do for this pattern, is you do these same 2 rows over and over, but I'm going to keep going and to show you how the whole box is getting formed on the waffle crochet pattern. So we're on the wrong side now. So we're going to chain 2 to start the row. Then in these 3 here, we're going to do 3 front post double crochets. In that next stitch, we're going to do a regular double crochet. So again, 3 front posts, then a regular double crochet. You do that all the way across. But what I want to show you at this point is you can see where we're doing these front posts now. We're not going into the top of the work as we normally would. We're doing front posts. So what does a front post do? It takes this top edge here and pushes it forward. And you can see that when we did these front posts, that pushed that edge forward here, which formed the top of the box. So you can see when we did these front posts, instead of going into the top, we ran around the post. So that pushed this top edge, this whole top edge forward, which formed the top of that square, that little box there, to form that waffle pattern. I'll show you again on this one. So next we're going to do a front post. And you can see this top edge here is getting pushed forward. Do another one. Let's flip it over. See, we have that line forming here. Those are 3 front posts. Now we're going to do a regular double. And now this regular double will be what we do a front post in on the other side to then pull that forward to make that this, you know, the sidebar kind of the waffle stitch. And you're just going to keep doing this all the way across. Okay, so again, I'm at the end of my row. And like I said, how I remember, these are the front posts, so they're a little bit shorter than a regular double crochet. So I'm just going to do a half double at the end. Then we're going to flip our work over. You can really see the boxes forming here, those square little waffle stitch. And we're just going to start forming the next row. I'm going to show you this one more. So now we're going to be doing double crochets here. So we're going to do a chain 3 to start the row. 1, 2, 3. Then we do 3 double crochets. Next is a front post. So you see this front post here. So right above that, because we're making a grid of boxes essentially, is you're going to do a front post in this one. 3 more double crochets and then a front post. Now you can really see it coming together. These boxes are forming. We're working on the next one with these kind of sidebars here. And then on the next, when we go around to the next row, this top, because we're going to do posts again behind here. These will be posts, so this top will get pushed forward to make the next horizontal row. Okay, so I just finished off that row, so you can see 2 rows of the waffle stitch, all those little square boxes. And you can see that when we're on this side, we're working on this side, these are our post stitches. And when you're on this side, these are our post stitches. And that's what gives you this pattern. So I just want you to be aware, one other thing I want you to be aware of is that the waffle stitch is a little bit of a yarn eater because post stitches do use more yarn than in patterns that don't use post stitches. So when you decide what size blanket you're making, just be aware that you may need more yarn than you would in a pattern that doesn't use post stitches, you know, so you want to have a little extra yarn. It's not too bad. I've definitely seen worse, but it does, you know, eat up a little bit of yarn. I just love the pattern that this waffle stitch gives. It's, like I said, it's kind of unique in that it looks different on either side, but I like the way that it looks on both sides. I think it's really beautiful and there's so much texture in it. It's just beautiful no matter which side you want to show, which side is up. It looks pretty both ways. Okay, so I just wanted to grab my blanket one more time to show you. And of course there's cat hair on everything. That's what happens when you live with animals. And you can get the full free pattern on our website at maplewoodroad.com. That will give you the full pattern for this Afghan, including the border and everything. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, thoughts, I'm always happy to answer any questions that you have. Just leave them in the comment section below. And like I said, you can find the pattern for this on our website at maplewoodroad.com. You can just click on crafts and it will be under there. And I will leave the link to the pattern in the description below, so you can click on that to go straight to our pattern. And I'd love to see your finished blankets. You know, share them on our Facebook page. That would be wonderful. I'm like super excited to see what you've created and all the different colors and everything. All right, well, thank you guys. I really hope you enjoy this pattern and happy crocheting. I'll see you next time.